I know Tulsi Gabbard. She's a patriot. She served our country honorably. She, I think, fits the reform agenda. President Trump ran on disrupting permanent Washington and having people who are going to view things differently. The intelligence agencies in this country were part of the Hunter Biden laptop, suppressing that story. There's a lot of reform, George, that needs to happen in those agencies. Tulsi Gabbard is somebody who I think can execute on that. And she also is somebody that believes in our Constitution, individual liberties. And I think this smearing her as some sort of foreign asset is a slur against her. And I look forward to her opportunity to answer these questions in these Senate confirmation hearings.
Not a single Republican senator has raised any significant public concern about Patel's nomination. Now, my last guest, Senator Whitehouse, said maybe that will come in the hearings, maybe it'll be quiet, but it still is kind of an eye-opener worth discussing. As the New York Times put it this week, Patel appears, at least for now, to be on a glide path for confirmation.
Well, first of all, the idea that he came up with an enemies list is false. There's a footnote in his book related to corrupt actors. And I do think Kash Patel's the right man for the job. This guy served as chief of staff at the Department of Defense. He was deputy at DNI. He was a prosecutor. He was a public defender. And let's review the tape here. The FBI was involved in spying on President Trump in 2016. The FBI was involved in the Hunter Biden laptop cover-up. They pre-bunked that story with big tech. The FBI has investigated Catholics because they attend traditional Latin Mass, and the FBI has investigated parents who showed up to school board meetings because under the auspices of the Patriot Act. That agency is in desperate need of reform. Kash Patel is very qualified, and I think he's going to get the support in the Senate.
Tell us what the likelihood is of Harris running for governor.
What she's been saying to people over the last couple of weeks, donors, other supporters that she's been talking with, is you haven't seen the last of me. I'm not going quietly into the night. Advisors, people close to her, are debating about what that means. They do not want her final official act ever to be essentially certifying Donald Trump's win over her, especially 4 years after January 6th. And so they look at this governor's race in California in 2026, and it seems to them like a layup, essentially, that she would probably clear the field or mostly clear the field, and she would get to be governor of California. It's a pretty good job, right? It was good enough for Ronald Reagan and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jerry Brown. But if she does that, that means that she couldn't turn around and run for president again in 2028, right? She'd need to essentially declare right away. And that is what it really comes down to, because there are people close to her who say she didn't get a fair shot this year. It wasn't up to what she could have done, and look how well she performed anyway. She should get to go again in 2028. And then there are ones who say, look, with where things are with the Democratic Party, she would not have a cleared field, in the Democratic primary, and could lose the nomination. And to come off of 2024 into that would be really terrible.